This is Ronnie Coleman, placed 15th in his first Mr. Olympia competition and not even qualifying. It was not shocking back then because he was considered to be a less knowledgeable bodybuilder, but no one is aware of his mindset. His rise to the top of bodybuilding was not immediate because he got his start in an unconventional way. In late 1980, Coleman was working as a police officer, and it was then that Metroflex Gym offered him a free lifetime gym membership. He started competing in 1990 and won his first competition, the Mr. Texas. He continued competing in other major competitions for the next few years but didn't win any big titles yet. It was 94 Mr. Olympia, and it featured a very strong lineup of bodybuilders, including Dorian Yates, Kevin Levrone, and Sean Ray. These bodybuilders did not necessarily view Ronnie as a top contender. His physique was impressive, but he had not yet made the kind of impact that would make him a clear favorite to win Mr. Olympia. And that's what happened. He didn't even qualify in that competition. At an Ironman competition, he got beaten by Lee Priest and placed third. He was amazed at how a shorter guy was able to beat him. He couldn't believe it. It was at that moment he wanted to quit bodybuilding. But he continued to improve and make progress in his training, but he was having trouble winning the big competition. There was an incident when Ronnie went to Kevin, who was winning titles one after the other. He wanted to know how Kevin does that. Kevin suggested to Ronnie that he need to relax, and that's when he gave him some vodka shots. The next day, Kevin was amazed when he saw Ronnie at the competition. Ronnie's body looked even more dry and more pumped than before. It was a real turning point for him. He performed incredibly well that day. The vodka shots did work, but he realized that if he wanted to look better than the other guys, he would have to train even harder. So Ronnie started lifting even heavier weights than before. He used to train in very hard conditions with old weights, dirty carpets, hot atmosphere. It was like training in a dungeon. It was time for the 98 Mr. Olympia. Ronnie wasn't even in the top 6 list of the other bodybuilders, but when he was preparing backstage, most of the bodybuilders knew it was game over for them. But Ronnie's expectation was not high. He just wanted to get in the top 5, but the judges panel was putting him in the middle for comparison with other champions. That day he presented a complete package and knocked out a bunch of bodybuilding champions. At last he was standing with Flex Wheeler at the top 2, and the judges called out Flex Wheeler name for second place.
Flex Wheeler!
And that's how Ronnie won his first Mr. Olympia title. What sets Ronnie apart from other bodybuilders at the competition was his endurance for pain. His training style and the gym he trained at were both known for being intense and hardcore. He used to train at such a level that he started getting small injuries. But even after all this, Ronnie did not change his training style. Some bodybuilders still criticize Ronnie for his training style today. Ronnie really worked hard, but did he work smart? Let me know in the comments what you think. I'll see you next time.